I'm Dr. Shukat, the principal of Van Wyck Junior High School. I'd like to welcome our incoming parents and students to our school. I know you'll find Van Wyck to be a caring and sensitive learning environment for your children. I'd like to go through a series of slides with you. My slides will give you an overview of how the school is structured, and then you'll hear from various other teachers and representatives of their departments. Van Wyck Junior High School prides itself on building relationships with children and their parents, teachers, and administrators. As you can see in this picture, we build healthy and meaningful relationships with members of our community, especially our seniors. We teach empathy and compassion for others. Aside from myself, I'd like to introduce Mr. Sienna, who will be the 8th grade assistant principal next year, Mr. Vandekar, who will be the 7th grade assistant principal, our teachers in charge for all departments, our social worker, psychologist, and caring and compassionate nurses. They will introduce themselves later in this presentation. Van Wyck is an award-winning school, one of under 100 middle schools in New York State to be recognized as a New York State and National Schools to Watch, having been redesignated twice since 2012. Van Wyck is broken down into houses and teams. There's a 7th grade house and an 8th grade house with 4 teams at each grade level, divided up by colors: green, yellow, blue, and red. Students loop from the 7th to the 8th grade by remaining on the same team for 2 years. This builds a family of students to help personalize the learning environment. There's always a significant adult on the team that knows at least one student really, really well. We use terms such as common areas and core and encore subjects to further define our school. Van Wyck offers challenging and rigorous courses along 3 pathways. The first pathway, the honors pathway, is basically English and social studies classes. There's no Regents exam assigned to these classes, but the classes are highly rigorous and challenging. Then the second pathway is the accelerated integrated algebra and earth science pathway, where there is a Regents exam associated with these subjects at the end of the 8th grade, and they receive Regents credit for those classes, high school Regents credit for those classes. And then there's the heterogeneously grouped Regents classes designed to challenge all learners at the school. We offer foreign language in 3 subjects and a full range of exploratory classes, as you can see. Our teachers are highly skilled and knowledgeable in their subjects and adolescent development overall. We offer an innovation center to challenge the most inquisitive minds. Middle schools are places that are completely child-centered. They are places that address the academic, social, emotional, and physical needs of young adolescents. They are places where teachers are uniquely trained and masters in their field. And they are places where teachers willingly accept the shared responsibility for all students. There are differences between middle schools and junior high schools. These are the primary differences between the two. Middle schools are places that are child-centered, and junior highs are primarily subject-centered. Middle schools develop the academic, social, emotional, and physical needs of young adolescents. Junior highs are organized based solely on academic priorities. Middle schools promote a sense of belonging. Junior highs are places where students can feel alone and isolated. And the list goes on and on. This is our regular bell schedule. Doors open at 7:25 with first period beginning at 7:31. We have a 9-period day with 42-minute periods. Dismissal is at 2:17, and the buses depart at 2:25. You can expect your children home anywhere between 20 to 45 minutes from the time that they board the bus at the school to the time they get to your home. We also have a 1 hour bell schedule, a 2 hour bell schedule, and a 3 hour bell schedule. That concludes this segment of the presentation. We look forward to partnering with you this coming school year. Next up, our related service professionals. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Nicole Amendolia, and I am the school social worker. Welcome to Van Wyck. My job is to provide counseling support to special education and 504 students. I also work with many general education students on a daily basis. This is done individually and sometimes in a group. If students are dealing with any issues or concerns that affect their social, emotional, or mental health, it's my job to help them either fix or process it so they can be at their best when they're in our school building. I provide crisis intervention and collaborate and make referrals to community agencies. I also work closely with our school psychologists and school counselors to assist and advocate for our students, our parents, and our school. If you have any questions or concerns at any time, please don't hesitate to reach out. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care and be well.
School psychologists are uniquely qualified members of school teams that support students' abilities to learn and teachers' abilities to teach. They apply expertise in mental health, learning, and behavior to help children and youth succeed academically, socially, behaviorally, and emotionally. School psychologists partner with families, teachers, school administrators, and other professionals to create safe, healthy, and supporting learning environments that strengthen connections among home, school, and the community.
Hi, my name is Ann Bogan, and I'm one of the school counselors at Van Wyck Junior High. We're so happy to be having your child come to our school. The school counselors are here to help students and families in the Van Wyck community. One of the things we do is we work on academic skills support. We also help things like organization, social emotional learning, peer relationships, career awareness and exploration, multicultural awareness, goal setting, academic planning, and we're certainly a part of the transition programs that come from 6 to 7 and of course 8 to 9. In the counseling office, we offer a variety of supports, such as individual and small group counseling, individual family school crisis intervention, consultation, referrals to the community. We offer web-based career and college readiness programs, and of course, we're always involved with your child's scheduling for the Van Wyck Junior High. In the office, we have 3 counselors. Mrs. Smith is assigned to 7 green, 7 blue, and 8 green. Mrs. Parker is assigned teams 7 yellow, 8 yellow, and 8 blue. And I am Mrs. Bogan, and my teams are 7 red and 8 red. Please know we are here to help and support our students and our families, and we are so excited to be working with your students next year.
Welcome to the Van Wyck Parent Orientation. My name is Mary Miranda, and I am one of the nurses that staff the Van Wyck Health Office. The other nurse is Dawn Dragonetti. We are both full-time registered nurses, and we are in the health office the same hours your children are in school, 7:25 to 2:25 p.m. We maintain a webpage found on the Van Wyck webpage under Offices. There is important information regarding school policies and New York State mandates, as well as health information. We update the site as information and policies change. As of now, all 7th graders must provide the health office with a current physical. Any physical dated September 8th, 2019 and later is acceptable. These physicals are due by October 1st. Your children's medical records follow them to Van Wyck. So if you are already handed in a physical to your current nurse, we will have it. As of now, every 7th grader is required to provide documentation of receiving a meningococcal immunization. The immunization must be given at age 10 or later. Proof of this is due by the first day of school, September 8th, to the Van Wyck Health Office. As you know from being in the Wappinger Central School District, every year you must submit a new emergency card. Know that only those names you put on the emergency card are the people allowed to pick up your child. Please make sure the people listed are able to pick up your child in an emergency. You will always be contacted first if your child needs to be sent home. You can list as many people as you would like. At Van Wyck, there is a dedicated student phone in our health office. Once a student asks to call home, they are allowed to use that phone. Please remember, just because they call you does not mean you have to come pick them up. Most students want to go home. The decision is yours. The nurses are willing to speak with you and answer any questions. Know that if the nurse is sending your child home, we will tell you the reason why, like maybe a fever, a rash, vomiting, or an injury. Another reason we may have your child call you is to let you know of a minor injury. We want to make sure you are aware. If there is a minor cut or an abrasion, we can only wash it with soap and water and apply a Band-Aid. We want you to know so you can keep an eye on it, watch for an infection, maybe apply antibiotic ointment if necessary. Medications in school. New York State mandates that specific doctor's orders are required for any student to have medication in school. This applies to any medication. Medication to be given daily, medication for headaches, cramps, dental pain, medication for allergies, over-the-counter medication, Tylenol, Advil, eye drops, things like that. Students are not allowed to bring in the medication, only an adult. Please review the student handbook. It is against New York State policy as well as Wappinger Central School District policy for a student to bring in the medication. If your child's doctor feels your child is knowledgeable and capable of self-carrying and self-administering certain medications like inhalers, EpiPens, or Benadryl, the doctor would have to specifically write that in their order. There is a form for medication orders on the health office website. Injuries. If your child has an injury and cannot participate in PE class, you as their parent can write a note for one day through a calendar week. Anything beyond this requires a doctor's note. Anytime a student needs to use crutches, a cane, walking boot, cast, wheelchair, or the elevator, a doctor's note is needed. The student must report to the health office first upon returning to school. Don't forget to check our website for any information as well as for any updates. Our contact info is also on the website. Email is the preferable way of communication at this time. Thank you and stay well.
Hello, parents and guardians. My name is Senora Torres Diaz, and I am the teacher in charge of World Languages Department here at Van Wyck Junior High School. We offer courses in Spanish, French, and Italian for students to explore. In our languages program, we initiate the courses with lecciones preliminares, which are primary lessons which constitute the basis of any language. This is inclusive of greetings, days of the week, months of the year, telling time, seasons, weather, alphabet, and other basic vocabulary. In addition, we explore a unit on personal identification, which gets our students talking about themselves through identification of physical and personality traits. We also cover a unit of study on house and home and family life, where we discuss family members, rooms of the home, chores in the home, and pets, which students really love to talk about. Students also learn about and identify the school environment, inclusive of classroom objects, fellow classmates, and their teacher in a second language classroom. We include an introductory unit on foods, which is covered more extensively at the 8th grade level, where students can identify the 3 main meals of the day and their foods, favorite foods, and healthy snacks. Our sports and hobbies unit is popular as students learn to describe and discuss sports and hobbies of interest and explore the many sports teams and clubs offered here at Van Wyck. Our world languages teachers are enthusiastic and knowledgeable, and we look forward to meeting our new students this fall.
Hi, I'm Jim Weiner, the teacher in charge for music and art at Van Wyck. I will briefly explain the music and art classes that the 7th graders at Van Wyck can take. Music class gives your child one of the first chances at choosing a course. Similar to how students can choose a foreign language, every 7th grader at Van Wyck takes a music class. If your child plays in band or orchestra this year in 6th grade, they are invited to play in band or orchestra again next year. If your child does not play an instrument, then any student entering Van Wyck can choose chorus or general music. Whichever class they choose, they must stay with for the year. They will get the opportunity to make a choice again for 8th grade, and at that time they can stick with the same class or try a different one. Band, orchestra, and chorus all meet every other day for the entire year. General music meets every day for just 1 quarter. After that quarter, they would go on to another class such as art. Every 7th grader in Van Wyck takes art class. Art is a quarter class similar to general music. It meets every day for 1 quarter. In art, the students will use a variety of mediums, materials, and processes as they learn about principles of design, different themes in art, as well as cultural and historical contents in artwork. In addition to these classes, Van Wyck also offers after-school activities in the arts, including drama club, jazz ensemble, and art club. For additional information, please see our websites or email any one of the music or art teachers. We are here to help.
Hello, everyone. My name is Donna Cart. I'm the teacher in charge of mathematics here at Van Wyck Junior High School. Your children will be using the Big Ideas Math Textbook Series. This is an excellent series that has lots of online access and parent resources, which has greatly been a help during this crazy time that we're in right now. Your students will be studying based on the Common Core curriculum, all of the topics that you see on the screen. The math teachers here are very ready, willing, and able to help your child navigate this course. And hopefully I will see you all soon in September in Van Wyck. Be well, everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is Christine Fernia, and I'm the teacher in charge of the ELA department. I teach both 7th and 8th grade ELA. The ELA curriculum is built around the next generation learning standards and covers all of the traditional skills surrounding reading, writing, listening, speaking, and language. But there is also a new shift toward building in practices that focus on lifelong reading and writing habits. For our reading skills, we draw from a variety of resources for both informational and literary texts. In literature, we focus on how elements of plot interact and character development. With informational texts, we do close reading to determine how words and sentence structure impact meaning. We locate the main idea and learn how to summarize effectively. Most of the classwork is guided instruction, but we also recognize the importance of reading for pleasure and give students choice in their independent reading. All of the teachers have extensive classroom libraries, and we also visit our wonderful library frequently for book selection. The writing the students do centers around the 3 main types of writing: argumentative, informational, and narrative. While students are taught the traditional formats for essays and research projects, they are given opportunities to express themselves through narrative writing. We also emphasize that students are learning to write for a variety of purposes and audiences, not just their teachers. So students write blogs, brochures, letters, presentations, all of which are authentic forms of writing in life beyond school. Everyone knows Google Classroom pretty well by now, but ELA teachers have been using it for a while since its interactive nature makes giving feedback and doing revisions much easier. Most of the students' major writing pieces are assigned through Google Classroom. We are fortunate that we have block scheduling with social studies and take advantage of this to do interdisciplinary projects and find opportunities to enhance their learning with literature or articles on social studies content topics. If you have any questions, please let me know. I look forward to seeing you in the fall.
Hello, my name is Keith May, teacher in charge of the Social Studies Department. I want to welcome the incoming 7th grade students and their families to Van Wyck Junior High School. I want to share with you what you can expect in your 7th grade Social Studies course in your first year of middle school. 7th grade Social Studies is arranged chronologically and incorporates geography as well as economic, social, and political trends. The course content is divided into 8 key ideas, tracing the human experience in the United States from pre-Columbian times until the outbreak of the American Civil War, with a focus on the people, events, and places in New York State. The course is completed in the 8th grade year with a review of the American Civil War through the major events of the 21st century. Middle school social studies not only focuses on content, but skills as well. Throughout their 2 years at Van Wyck, students will develop the skills of gathering, interpreting, and using evidence, chronological reasoning, comparison and contextualization, geographic reasoning, economic and economic systems, and civic participation. Social studies teachers at the middle school level also work very closely with the ELA teachers on their teams. ELA and social studies teachers will work on joint projects, have the ability to block their classes into 85-minute periods to further develop their reading, writing, and critical thinking skills. My department members and I look forward to seeing you this fall as you embark on your middle school journey. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Gina Creso. I'm one of the 7th grade science teachers at Van Wyck, and I want to go over some of the topics that your child will be learning come September. We start with lab protocols and move right into the microscope and basic chemistry. Our next topic will be our cells and cell processes and how that is so important for our body to function properly. And then we move into adaptations and evolution and end that unit with genetics. Our next topic will be our human body systems and how it is imperative that we keep our body in homeostasis. So we'll be covering that. And then our last topic will be ecology and the environment and climate change. But all throughout the year, we do many hands-on labs, and then we end our year with a lab practical and a multiple choice final exam. And if you look at the link at the bottom of this slide, it does talk about our next generation science standards, which we are slowly incorporating into our program. Next slide, if your child is in the accelerated program, I do want to explain that we do teach at a very fast pace, and it is 2 years in one. We teach 7th and 8th grade science, and we do start off with our physical science, which is going to cover everything about chemistry, from atoms, their structure and function, to bonding, physical and chemical changes, and our classification of matter, which includes your mixtures, elements, and compounds. And then we move to our physics, and of course that's going to cover our motion, forces, and energy, and we're going to measure motion and velocity, momentum, acceleration, friction, and of course Newton's laws of motion and gravity. And all throughout the first part of the year, there'll be many hands-on labs and a mid-year final exam for physical science, which will end before our winter break. And then come January, we will start with all of our life science topics that were previously mentioned in the last slide. So again, we're going to be doing all sorts of hands-on labs with our life sciences, and then in June we're going to have a lab practical and then another final exam to just end our life science. So it is quite a rigorous program that takes a lot of dedication and responsibility on your child, since they were going from a program in elementary science, which is not every day, to a program that is 2 years in one. So best of luck to all of you, and see you in September. Bye.
Hello and welcome to the Technology Education Program at Van Wyck Junior High School. Technology Education is a state-mandated course in New York State where students will take a 1-year sequence of technology education at the middle school, half the year in the 7th grade and a half a year in the 8th grade. For the 7th grade program, we start off by doing a brief unit on the introduction to technology, where we define the word technology. We look at a history of technology and how inventions from the past have advanced us as humans to the state or to the point we are in today's society. And we look at the positive and negative impacts or outcomes of technology with specific examples of how it can affect people positively and negatively, as well as our environment. We do a unit on manufacturing where students are taught how to use hand and power tools safely and properly while completing a project of their choice under the close supervision of the instructor. We do a unit on structures where we talk about engineering concepts, the strength of materials, the strength of the shape of materials. While defining basic engineering terms, we look at the load and efficiency ratings of various structures, and the students complete a truss or model bridge project during the unit with a partner, which will eventually be load tested and the efficiency will be determined. We do a unit on rocketry where we look at the history of space travel. We talk about the theory of flight and Newton's laws of motions, and the students will complete a model rocket project during this unit. At the completion of the project, we will be launching the rockets outside and use various degrees of motors to look at how various thrust can be achieved by using higher power motors, as well as what would happen if some of the parameters were changed or the variables, such as crooked fins or rockets that had the fins unbalanced and how the rocket would fly unstable during flight. We have recently added a unit on introduction to residential wiring, which we're very excited about. We talk about electrical theory, basic wiring techniques and tools, and how to make proper connections based on the National Electric Code. Students will work in teams of 2 and will be doing some lab activities, which include wiring a single pole switch, 3-way switches to control a light, and wiring up receptacles. Myself and the other teachers at Van Wyck believe that the technology education program is essential to all students and is the bridge between academics and the real world. And we continue to strive to make improvements, changes, and modifications to make the experience as good as we can for all the students. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Ann Liebergott, the teacher in charge of special education. At Van Wyck, we have all of the programs that you see on this slide. We have the integrated co-teaching in all 4 core subjects. We have 2 different self-contained programs, a 115-1 for 4 core subjects, and then a self-contained 112-1, which is a more intensive instruction. We also offer resource room. So we have the full continuum of services at Van Wyck. The related services that also include in the continuum of special education is speech and language therapy, occupational and physical therapy, psychological counseling, and adaptive physical education. It is very important, if you have a special education student at Van Wyck, to know who the teacher of record is. It would be listed on their schedules, and that is the person you should contact first if you have any issues whatsoever or any questions that we could help you with. We really look forward to having successful students, and we all put forth all of our effort. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is CJ Greenwood and I'm the teacher in charge of Health, Family, and Consumer Science, Phys Ed, and Athletics. I would like to take this time to discuss some of the classes that your child will be participating in their 7th grade year. First, I would like to talk to you about Family and Consumer Science. These classes your child will take in a 20-week block. The first 10-week class I'd like to discuss with you is foods. In this class, your child will have a hands-on experience with cooking and basic sanitation in a kitchen setting. So at the end of the class, your child will be able to cook you a meal and know the proper way to clean up afterwards. The next 10 weeks Family and Consumer Science class is clothing. In this class, your students will learn about basic sewing, fashion, and garment care. At the end of this class, the students will learn how to do laundry properly. That is always a plus for a parent. The students will also take health class. This class runs for 10 weeks as well. The class will cover physical and mental health as well as substance abuse and diseases. In PE, our focus will be on team sports, personal fitness, and project adventure. Team sports is our main focus. We will go over basic skills, rules, and etiquette so the students will be able to run their own games. Fitness, we will focus on proper lifting techniques, gym etiquette, and safety. Sports are a big part of the Van Wyck culture. We offer many sports. These sports have a tryout process that many of the sports have 3 to 5 times the amount of students trying out compared to the total number on the team. The tryout process is extremely competitive. Also, sports team practice or play games 5 nights a week. We also offer intramurals. We run them after school on the days that we have late buses and usually follows the activities that take place in phys ed in the sports season. There is not a tryout process for this, and we usually meet 2 times a week. I hope this information is helpful. I hope that all your families are healthy and safe, and I look forward to seeing you all in the fall.
Hello, everyone. My name is Greg Vandekar, and I'm the assistant principal for Van Wyck Junior High School for the 7th grade. At Van Wyck, we have a lot of great clubs and opportunities for students to get out of the classroom and get involved. So some of those clubs are student government, coding, webmasters, Griffin Stage, American Sign Language, Let's Dance Salsa, chess, Upstandards, Math Club, Math Counts, Science Olympiad, and Cultural Dance. These clubs, some of them meet in the morning and some of them meet after school. The after school clubs, we do have transportation available for students. We're looking forward to meeting you and looking forward to seeing you. And please visit Van Wyck's webpage for my contact information and reach out to me over the summer if you have any questions. Again, I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. I apologize that I'm not able to do it in person, but we will have a great year ahead of us.
Hello, this is Mike Sienna, the assistant principal of Van Wyck Junior High School. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration, just want to say thank you for engaging in our virtual presentation. You know, middle school is about staying involved and engaging in the wonderful activities that we have to offer. We encourage all of our students to participate, and remember that everyone is here to help you, your counselors, your teachers, and administrators. We're all here to ensure that you have a happy educational experience. Please reach out to us if you have any questions. Thank you very much and enjoy your day.